guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a very exciting Liverpool transfer news video because James Pearce, who used to work for the Liverpool Echo, now is working for The Athletic, a Liverpool-based correspondent, very reliable journalist, has shared that Liverpool are very close to signing the teenage Celtic winger Ben Doak, who is a very big talent. He already made his debut for the Celtic first team and he's a really awesome player, and I will share all the details that you need to know about this player and what he could bring to Liverpool and all this all that you need to know about. So if you are excited about potentially Liverpool making another signing, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you are new around here, turn on the bell notification so you never miss the latest and greatest Liverpool transfer news videos on YouTube. So Ben Doak, he only turned 16 years old in November. He has yet to sign a professional contract with Celtic, and so his boyhood club would only be paid a minor compensation if Liverpool get this move over the line. But if James Pearce is sharing this, that means that the talks are ongoing and it's very close to being done. Celtic, who have already lost a number of their brightest academy prospects to Bayern Munich, Man City and even Liverpool in recent years, have tried to, of course, convince Ben Doak, not sure how to pronounce his name, to stay, with manager Ange Postecoglou handing him first team minutes in high pressure games against Dundee United and in the old firm Celtic Rangers game. This was an attempt to turn platitudes into action and communicate a tangible first team pathway to the young player. However, the draw of one of Europe's elite clubs with a pedigree for developing and promoting young players under Jurgen Klopp seems to have proved too powerful, and Ben Doak has already set his sights towards England, towards Liverpool, towards Anfield, and mainly because Jurgen Klopp has such pull that he can entice young players to come to Liverpool and to further their careers there, because there is a clear pathway to the first team. Look at Trent Alexander-Arnold, look at Harvey Elliott, look at Curtis Jones, look at all the other young players that are developing at Liverpool. Ben Doak had attracted attention from a number of top clubs, but the Athletic reports that the prospect of working with Jurgen Klopp was pivotal in Ben Doak's decision to turn down Celtic's first team professional contract and basically come to Liverpool. So Ben Doak, welcome to Liverpool FC. I'm really excited about this young player. As I said, he's only 16 years old, but he has a very promising future, and if Liverpool are interested in you, then you must be a very good player. And Matt Dawson, the journalist, has shared this, that Celtic has a generational talent in Ben Doak and he has been linked with an exit from Celtic. Celtic could lose a young promising player. He has been tipped for stardom in Scotland. And the Daily Record's Scott Burns, another journalist, also reported this weekend that Liverpool are eyeing a move for the talented Celtic teenager Ben Doak. At 16 years of age, of course, he's still yet to sign a professional contract, which means that Liverpool could really get him for maybe 1 or 2 million compensation fee and not much else. And if he turns into a 20, 30, 40 million pound player, then it's an absolute bargain for Liverpool. And I think at Liverpool this is the perfect place for young players to develop and grow and shine. And here is a list of names that Celtic have nurtured as big talents and lost throughout the years. Stuart Armstrong, Virgil van Dijk, Fraser Forster, Victor Wanyama, Kieran Tierney, Christopher Ayer, Odsonne Edouard, they all headed to the Premier League to establish themselves, and in the case of Virgil van Dijk, to become absolute world-class players at Liverpool. And his actually professional debut was very exciting for Ben Doak because he made his professional debut against Dundee United, and when he came on, the game was still at 0-0, and Doak incredibly managed to up the tempo of Celtic after coming on for the final 20 minutes with the contest tied at 0-0. He darted past his man on several occasions and he got into some threatening positions, and Celtic fans were left wowed by his pace and positivity as he made a real impression in his cameo, and Doak was full of beams and smiles come the full-time whistle, because he was very proud to make his professional debut for Celtic, and it will be very hard for him to leave Celtic because this is the club that he has supported all his life. And he said, what an honor to make my debut for the club I've supported my full life. And Celtic managed to win the game 1-0, which was very, very important in the title race in Scotland. And it was an eye-opener for Celtic fans as well, because not too many of them were familiar with how good Ben Doak is. But when he came on, he just went past his man, his marker, his defender with ease. And you didn't expect that from someone who is just 16 years old. And the US absolutely had to love that fearlessness in the performance that he put in against Dundee United. He didn't want to just play the safe pass. He didn't want to make sure he made no mistakes. That was what you took back, what you took away from his performance. He wanted to go and commit himself and put himself out there. And he was happy to risk making individual mistakes if it meant that Celtic had the chance to create something. That's the kind of energy Celtic needed to inject into their game when the game was still 0-0. And when you have a player, a winger like Ben Doak, who can go at people and take people on and get past people, that always gets the fans off their seats, on the edge of their seats, and that's always very, very exciting. And at Liverpool, we have already a lot of players like that. So this will be only the first step in a long road to hopefully becoming a world-class player by Ben Doak. The most high-profile case recently was Billy Gilmour, who left the Rangers for Chelsea, and now he's on loan at Norwich City, where he's doing okay, not spectacular, but not really bad either. And I think Ben Doak probably could be loaned out in the near future as well. But first, I think he will be integrated in the Liverpool under-18 squad, and then we will see how good he is, and maybe he will get promoted into the under-23s. And who knows, maybe next season we will already see him in a Liverpool shirt, maybe in the League Cup or the FA Cup. We shall wait and see. And the fact that Celtic are so disappointed in losing such a big talent speaks volumes about how good of a player and how big a prospect he is, how big of a talent he is already. And Jurgen Klopp also shared something about Naby Keïta's contract. He said that Naby Keïta's future will be great. He's an amazing player. All the rest, I understand really that these questions about player contracts are constantly happening. But Liverpool is in talks with all the agents of all the people. And I just have a sneaky feeling that maybe Liverpool are waiting on what will happen with Mo Salah's contract, because that will depend whether we keep Mane or sell him, whether we keep Firmino or sell him, whether we keep Naby Keïta or maybe move him on. There are a lot of moving parts in this situation. Naby Keïta's contract expires in the summer of 2023 along with the likes of Salah, Mane and Firmino. So I think keeping these players is very, very important for Liverpool's future. But Naby Keïta is still only 27 years old, and he is having a really good season in my opinion. And he's staying fit more than in previous seasons. And I think it's very, very important for Liverpool to keep such a talented midfielder, because I think there is still a lot more to come from Naby Keïta in the next 4 years or 5 years. So I really hope that we will extend the contract of Naby Keïta. I think the other contracts are a lot harder to extend. Naby Keïta wouldn't want wages in the caliber of £400,000 a week or something like that. He will just want to have a little bit of a pay rise. And Garth Crooks, the BBC pundit, who I'm not really a big fan of because sometimes he slays Liverpool players for no real reason, but even he said that he was actually in a state of shock and disbelief at the lack of action against the Brighton goalkeeper Robert Sanchez, who clattered Luis Diaz at the weekend. This is what Garth Crooks said. Fortunately for Diaz, he escaped serious injury, having shown immense bravery after what can only be described as the most diabolical challenge by the Brighton keeper Robert Sanchez. How McDean, the referee who seems to take pride in holding the record number for sending offs, for red cards, inexplicably allowed Sanchez to remain on the pitch. And that only compounds my theory that he knows everything about the rules, but he cannot distinguish between what is reckless and what is not. And I think that is a very good assessment of the situation. And I can't believe how retrospectively the Premier League is not banning Sanchez for a couple of games, because the referee hasn't even issued a yellow card for him. So for him to escape any punishment after that incident is absolutely mind-blowing. It's shocking. And Garth Crooks also said about Luis Diaz that after the League Cup final, that this guy, Luis Diaz, looked a bit special, and he continued to prove the point at Brighton. The way the player has slotted into the Liverpool starting 11, into the front three in just a couple of months, you could be forgiven for thinking he has been at Liverpool all his life. And it's incredibly rare and incredibly difficult for a January signing to hit the ground running. But for a South American who is coming from a totally different league, the Portuguese league is a totally different league from the Premier League. So for Luis Diaz to come in and to straight away look like he has been at Liverpool for 5 years is absolutely amazing, and it just shows what a brilliant scouting job the Liverpool scout department did. So hats off to the Liverpool scouts as well. And sadly, we have to talk about this issue. Neco Williams, when he was still at Liverpool, he got so much social media abuse that he had to deactivate his Twitter and Instagram. And he said, even though I'm only 20 years old now, I've been through, I would say quite a lot and experienced quite a lot. I've been through the highs and I've been through the lows. It's been like a roller coaster. I had a hard time on social media when I was probably 19. I remember that time quite well, because it was the first time ever I got abused on Twitter for one of my performances. I'm not going to lie, everything was just horrible on there, and that was the first ever time I experienced that. I didn't want to be around anyone. I just went straight to my house in Liverpool and stayed there on my own. I just felt angry, embarrassed, I didn't know what to do. Looking back on it now, I just wish I spoke to more people. I would 100% tell younger people to connect with real people and tell them what's going on, how you are feeling, and just get it basically all off your chest. And I think that's great advice, because we are humans and we need to interact with other humans to have a good mental health. Very important. And this notion that men have to bottle their feelings up is absolute nonsense. You are not weaker if you share your feelings and your thoughts and your struggles with your friends, your family, your brother, your girlfriend, or your boyfriend, or whoever is willing to listen. You need to tell them how you feel, because that's how you will feel better yourself, and you will get the help, the necessary help to make the next step and to get better yourself mentally. And I think that's very good advice from Neco Williams, and I wanted to share that with you guys. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It makes me so happy to make videos for you guys, and I'm working on a Liverpool Career Mode episode as well. I'm not sure if I can upload it later today, but at latest tomorrow it's coming, at least. So I'm really excited about that. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day. See you later.